Hello friends, welcome to a discussion on protection of information assets. This is part 2 of this discussion, and in this part we shall discuss OSWAP, means Open Web Application Security Project. Friends, if you are interested to watch similar type of videos at one place, please go to the playlist of my channel. It contains subject-wise playlist having similar type of videos at one place. You may also join as a member of this channel for watching all videos before it is made public, and also to view all videos of the channel including practice set videos and mock test videos. Well, what is OSWAP? OSWAP means Open Web Application Security Projects. So what is OSWAP Top 10? So OSWAP Top 10 is a standard awareness document जो कि फोकस करता है 10 most critical risks for the developers and in web application security. So OSWAP Top 10 identifies 10 most critical risks. Not only it identifies, it also provides the processes to minimize the security risk, and if the risk happens, and how to mitigate this security risk. So OSWAP refers to the top 10 as an awareness document, and it recommends that all organizations should incorporate the report into their processes in order to minimize and mitigate security risk. So OSWAP 10 is a resource that provides organizations, developers, and consumers the overview of 10 most critical vulnerabilities or risks that affect applications, and it also shows the impact of this risk and how to get rid of this risk or how to mitigate the risk. So OSWAP Top 10 provides or identifies 10 most critical risks and also describes the impact of this risk and how to get rid of the risk or how to mitigate the risk. So using the OSWAP Top 10 is the most effective first step towards changing the software development culture. So what are these top 10 web application security risks? The first risk is broken access control. Second risk is cryptographic failure. Third risk is injection. Fourth risk is insecure design. Fifth risk is security misconfiguration. Sixth risk is vulnerable and outdated components. Seventh risk is identification and authentication failure. Eighth risk is software and data integrity failure. Risk number 9 is security logging and monitoring failure. And last and 10th risk is server side request forgery. So we shall discuss all these risks one by one. So the first security risk is broken access control. So access control enforces policy such that users cannot act outside of their intended permissions. So in all application or in all software कुछ परमिशन दिया जाता है यूजर को कि वो कितना तक एक्सेस कर सके. सो दिस इज नॉन एज एक्सेस कंट्रोल. उसको जितना तक अलाउ किया गया हो ओनली दैट पार्ट दे कैन गेट एक्सेस. सो जब वही एक्सेस कंट्रोल ब्रीच हो जाएगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली देयर विल बी प्रॉब्लम और देयर इज सिक्योरिटी रिस्क. दिस फेलियर्स लीड टू अनऑथराइज्ड इंफॉर्मेशन डिस्क्लोजर, modification or destruction of all data, or performing a business function outside the user's limit. So जब access control breach हो जाएगा तो automatic the user will get unauthorized access what he should not do. So by getting access beyond its permission, he can make any modification or destruction of data or unauthorized information disclosure कर सकता है. So this is first risk. Then second risk is cryptographic failure. So what is cryptography? So when message is sent from one client to another client, it is sent in a cryptographic form or hidden form. For that purpose, some codes are created and the message is converted into code, and this code is sent from one user to another user. But जब कोई उस क्राइप्टोग्राफी को एक्सेस कर लेता है, it is known that cryptographic failure. This failure lead to exposure of sensitive data, क्योंकि वो जो डाटा को हिडन किया गया था, automatically he get access to this hidden data. So this is more of a symptom than a primary cause. The emphasis here lies on cryptographic errors or lack thereof, which frequently expose sensitive data. So in this system, why this failure happens? Because there are some errors in the cryptography. So this should be taken care of. So the typical examples of sensitive information exposure are login ID, passwords, online transactions, personal information. So जब कोई क्राइप्टोग्राफी फेलियर होता है तो नॉर्मली लॉगिन आईडी, पासवर्ड वो सब एक्सपोज हो जाता है, ऑनलाइन ट्रांजैक्शन, पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन वो सब एक्सपोज हो जाता है. सो फर्स्ट risk is broken access control and second risk is cryptographic failure. Then the third risk is injection. So injection is a database attack against a website that uses structured query language to obtain information or perform activities that would ordinarily need an authenticated user account. So in this system what happens, जो hackers है वो क्या करते हैं कि कोई SQL को इंजेक्ट कर देते हैं so that they can get access for which they are not eligible. So when this injection happens when data is inserted into a program from an untrusted source because of the lack of input validation and data sensitization, which can directly expose input into the query. So जब कोई डाटा इंसर्ट किया जाता है untrusted source से without input validation, in this case this injection type of activities occurs. Then next security risk is insecure design. Insecure design is a wide category that contains a variety of problems such as missing or inadequate control design. Insecure design is not the same as insecure implementation. Implementation flaws can lead to vulnerabilities even when the design is secure. So what is insecure design? So जब ये control को properly design नहीं किया गया हो तो automatically there will be access. So the hackers can get easy access due to insecure design or inadequate design in the control system. The next security risk is security misconfiguration. वो security misconfiguration क्या होता है? So these are security controls that are inaccurately configured or left insecure, putting the systems and data at risk. So when the security controls are not properly configured or they are insecure, in this case the data are at risk. So it provides attackers with quick and easy access to critical data and information. This can include improper configuration of cloud service permission, enabling or installing features that are not required, and default admin accounts or passwords. So these are normally insecure security misconfiguration. Then next risk is vulnerable and outdated component. So if the program is insecure, unsupported or outdated, there may be vulnerability related hazards. So if the program properly secure नहीं किया गया हो, वो properly control system का साथ support नहीं किया गया हो और outdated हो, तो automatically the data or information will be at risk. Normally, majority of online apps are created with the help of third-party frameworks and they use unknown application codes, and this result in undesirable outcomes such as asset controls violation, SQL injection, etc. So जो आउटडेटेड कंपोनेंट यूज किया गया हो, कोई इनसिक्योर प्रोग्राम यूज किया गया हो, अनसपोर्टेड प्रोग्राम यूज किया गया हो, ऑटोमेटिक देयर विल बी सिक्योरिटी hazards. Next risk is identification and authentication failure. So identification and authentication failures occur when functions related to user's identity, authentication or session management are not implemented correctly or not adequately protected by an applications. So in this case, there is no proper control on the user's identity, authentication or session management. So this failure helps the hackers to exploit such vulnerabilities to take advantages of inadequate authentication. So when without inadequate authentication, the attackers obtains user information, password recovery, ID session and other login credentials, it poses security issues. So always there should be strong identification and authentication system. Then next security risk is software and data integrity failures. This category focuses on software updates, critical data and CI/CD pipeline used without verifying integrity. So CI/CD मतलब continuous integration and continuous development for any software. So this includes continuous system updates. So without this continuous software update and critical data, there may be failure in which applications use extensions, modules or repositories from content delivery network or unauthorized sources. So there should be regular system update, software update and critical data updatation. So next security risk is security logging and monitoring failures. So logging and monitoring are activities that should be performed on a website frequently, because the important ways to detect any threat is to monitor the loggings, who is getting access and why and when he is getting access to this system. So logging is very much important. This logging should be continuously monitored. So failure to monitor this logging leaves a site vulnerable to more severe compromise activities. So always the logging should be tracked continuously to identify any suspicious action. So a lack of tracking the presence of suspicious action and occurrence can expand gaps in time that go unmonitored, allowing security breaches to go unnoticed. So continuously जो लॉगिंग कौन लॉगिंग करता है, कब करता है, क्यों करता है, उसको मॉनिटर करना चाहिए, क्योंकि जब उसको डिले हो जाएगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली मॉनिटरिंग लेस होगा और जो सिक्योरिटी ब्रीच है जो उसका अंदर घुस गया हो वो बहुत सारा डाटा को मॉडिफाई कर सकता है, करप्ट कर सकता है और डाटा को भी थेफ्ट कर सकता है. सो लॉगिंग शुड बी कंटिन्यूअसली मॉनिटर्ड. Then last risk is server side request forgery or SSRF. Server side request forgery develops when server side queries are conducted without verifying the URL given by the user. So what happens? This allows an attacker to induce an application to transmit a forged request to an undesired location, even if it is protected by VPN or virtual private network or firewalls or network access control lists. So always the service side request should be properly verified by the URL. So when it is not properly verified or without verifying the URL, access is given, automatically the attackers get access to the application. In OSWAP 10, A062021 or 6th risk is related to which of the following? Vulnerable and outdated component, identification and authentication, software and data integrity failure, security logging and monitoring failure. Answer is vulnerable and outdated component. Cryptographic failures lead to exposure of sensitive data. Which of the following are typical examples of sensitive information exposure? Login ID and passwords, online transactions, personal information, or all of these? Answer is all of these. Injection occurs when data is inserted into a program from an untrusted source. Which of the following deficiency results in injection? Lack of input validation, data sensitization, or both of these? Answer is both of these. When server-side queries are conducted without verifying the URL given by the user, what types of risk may occur? Injection, server-side request forgery, or both of these? Answer is server-side request forgery. Thank you. You may join as a member of this channel for watching all videos before it is made public, and also to view all videos of the channel including practice set videos and mock test videos. Thank you again.